Hey Naturalistas, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be speaking about how to avoid split ends. Everyone deals with split ends. They're so pesky, they're so annoying. So I'm going to give you 10 simple, easy tips to avoid those split ends. Number 1, make sure to get regular trims. It sounds counterproductive because you want to grow your hair, but at the same time, the longer the hair, the more prone it is to split ends. So for naturalistas, because our hair grows in spirals and it doesn't really have that much length, I would recommend going every 4 to 8 months just to clip your ends. By clipping your ends, you prevent the split ends from happening in the first place. And I actually read in a magazine that if your hairstylist uses a hot scissors, yes, a hot scissors, that it's way better for your hair because the heat will end up sealing off your hair cuticle when it's cut. A simple way of having a hot scissors when you go to your hairstylist is by asking her to put the scissors in the curling iron oven thingy. Like, you know, there's this oven and then they put the curling irons in it, and the curling irons, they just warm up. So you can do the same thing with scissors. Just pop that scissors into the little oven thingy, let it warm up, and obviously she'll have to have like rubber gloves or something, because obviously if it's metal scissors, you're going and get burned up if you pick that up just so. So you get your hot scissors, well, the hairstylist will get her hot scissors, and she will simply clip your ends, and with the heat it'll be able to seal off your ends to prevent future splits. Make sure not to over shampoo. By washing your hair daily, you strip your scalp of the natural oils, and that in turn weakens your hair because your hair needs moisturization and those essential oils from your scalp in order to thrive. Also, the sulfates in common shampoos tend to strip away the natural oils from your hair itself, and thus it weakens the hair shaft. One recommendation that I would suggest is getting a sulfate-free shampoo. That simply means that it doesn't foam or have that soapy texture that we're accustomed to. And by doing that, it works gently on our scalp, and it feels weird at first. I'll be real with you. It feels weird that you're shampooing your hair and you just don't have any suds. But in the long term, your hair will thank you for it, because when I was finished with my normal regimen, I felt like my hair was more moist, and it just felt so much better than usual with the regular shampoo. Of course, as always, I will always recommend to wash your hair at most once a week, because I'm telling you, when you over shampoo your hair, you are robbing your scalp of those essential oils, and you're robbing yourself of the potential to grow long, natural, healthy hair. My third tip will be to oil your scalp and hair before you actually go and wash it. Now you might be like, but why would I even oil my hair before I wash it? Now again, going back to the second point, shampooing strips the natural oils from your scalp and your hair. So by applying a light oil to the scalp and then to the ends of your hair, well, throughout your hair really, that gives it an extra protective layer to keep in moisture while you shampoo. The oil also nourishes your hair and helps restore its moisture balance. Some of the best oils for pre-wash treatments are coconut oil, sesame oil, jojoba oil, and almond oil. It's very simple. All you have to do is apply the oil to the tips of your fingers, and you run it through your scalp, then you run it through your hair in sections, of course. Make sure to cover your ends, let it sit for about an hour, and then you can go ahead and shampoo and condition as usual. Don't overdo it on the hot showers. Hot water in general makes your cuticle open up, and by doing too many hot showers, it could actually swell your hair cuticle, making it prone to breakage. Always make sure to rinse your hair with cold water when you're finished washing it, so that the cuticles can be sealed. This helps to prevent from split ends in the future. Number 5, if you have split ends or your hair is prone to split ends, try to invest in a leave-in conditioner. A leave-in conditioner helps to protect your hair even more against environmental factors like sun and wind and these things. And it also helps with the daily wear and tear when you brush, comb, and wash your hair. Hold up! If you've reached this far, that means that you're liking my content, and I would really appreciate if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel. I've almost reached 200 subscribers and it's so huge to me. Thank you guys so much for being here and supporting me. It really means a lot, and I would love to see more people support my channel. If you like my content, make sure to recommend it to a friend, even if you want to share it on Facebook. I would appreciate it. Tip number 6, look for products that have argan oil in it. Whether it's a moisturizer, shampoo, conditioner, leave-in conditioner, it doesn't even matter. Try to get products that have argan oil in it. The reason I say argan oil is because this particular oil, the molecules are so small it's able to penetrate your hair strands and moisturize them from the inside out. So whenever you see a product with argan oil, pick it up. It's going to help you in the future, especially to prevent those split ends. Next tip, after showering, gently wrap your hair in a microfiber towel. Do not, you see this motion? That is not the motion that we need, especially for our natural hair, especially if you want to prevent split ends. So what you do is that when your hair is dripping wet, you take the microfiber towel and you just lay it on and you scrunch the sections. The microfiber towel, as I would have mentioned in a previous video, my first video I think, the microfiber towel was actually created to absorb water and absorb moisture, so it's better able to dry your hair without having to mishandle it and rough it up. By roughing it up, that is what causes split ends. That's what causes your hair to break, because when your hair is wet, it's very fragile, so you need to be very gentle and careful with it. So invest in a microfiber towel, it's worth the money. Tip number 8, do not blow dry your ends directly. By putting heat directly on your ends, this makes it easier for your hair to break. Instead, if you're using a blow dryer, I would recommend aiming it at your roots. So you dry your roots and you dry the thicker parts of your hair. And you don't even have to dry it all the way. You can dry it 80%, 90% of the way, and then let the rest of it air dry naturally. By doing this, you help to maintain the health of your hair, and it's not going to be excessively dried out from the blow dryer itself. You know that heat is very harsh, and if possible, I would always recommend a low heat setting, or if your blow dryer has it, a cool setting. Again, heat works very not in our favor, if you know what I mean. It just makes it so much easier to break, honestly, especially when you aim it directly at your ends. That's a disaster. That's a recipe for disaster for split ends. So do not blow dry your ends directly. Tip number 9, do not comb your hair when wet. If you absolutely need to, I would recommend doing that in the shower when you have conditioner in your hair. When you brush or comb your hair when it's wet in its most fragile state, it's more prone to breakage. So I would say if you have to, put conditioner on it first and use a wide tooth comb. And make sure to detangle from the ends, go up. Because if you start from your roots and you go down, you're going to get a huge knot. If you start to detangle from the bottom and go up, you would lose way less hair. So if you have a problem with shedding, that is something that you could look at as well. And my very last tip is to make sure and use hair accessories that do not have metal in them. So all of my hair scrunchies, all of my hair bands, none of them have any metal in them. And that's simply because the metal can snag on your hair and pull it. In addition to that, I would not recommend having your hair up in one all the time. I know it's like super easy, it's an amazing go-to style, especially on the go or if you're going to work. But when you have your hair up in one ponytail every single day in the exact same style, that can cause breakage. When your hair is up in the same spot for too long, that can cause a lot of stress on the hair itself. So try and diversify your look. Maybe one day you can wear it out, or if you're stuck on having it in one, maybe reposition it. So don't have it in the middle of your head, maybe have it a little bit higher or bring it down a little bit lower. You know, try and mix it up, but definitely do not have that stress on your hair for too long, because that tension can cause a lot of breakage in the long run. So, do you guys have any tips that I haven't mentioned for avoiding split ends? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe, and I will see you Naturalistas next week. Later!